Hello, in this video we're going to talk about reflections. We'll start out by talking about the different types of reflections you might see in architectural rendering, and then move into a more technical aspect of how to construct those reflections. Reflections will show up in architectural views in both interior and exterior scenes. In interior scenes, you can further categorize those into horizontal and vertical reflections. The horizontal ones tend to be polished surfaces, like shiny floors or maybe tables. The floors are more common. Vertical surfaces could be mirrored walls, or it's really common to see reflections in windows, especially in night views. If it's bright inside and dark outside, you'll see a reflection. Moving to the exterior views, again, you can have horizontal or vertical reflections. The horizontal ones tend to be water in an exterior view. That could be natural water, a pond, or the ocean. All right, or it could be artificial water like a reflecting pond, a fountain, or a pool. The vertical reflections tend to come from windows, and that could be reflections in the subject building, right, the one that we're looking at. Or we could see some reflections of our subject building in an adjacent building as part of the entourage of our drawing. Let's see some examples, starting with interior views. On the left, you have an example of a horizontal reflection, and it shows up right here on the floor. All right, so polished floor, we're seeing some reflection. On the right is the example of a vertical reflection, all right, and it is are those windows? I think they're windows, all right, and we're getting some serious reflection going on because it is bright in the space, all right, and it is dark on the other side of the windows, and so we see the reflection right here and here of what's going on the other side of our space. Let's talk about exterior reflections, and starting with a vertical surface, those are going to be your windows. So on the left, we have an example of some specular or shiny windows, all right? And you see a reflection of a tree that we can't see in our view. It's probably right over here, all right? And right over here, you see a reflection, again, of a tree, probably, I think it's this one, all right? On the right, we have more of a high-rise condition, and most of the reflections that you can see in these windows are going to be clouds and sky conditions. So when we're talking about exterior reflections in the horizontal direction, again, those are typically water. And you could have two common conditions, and that is still water. Now, this one is a photograph and not a rendering, but you can see a still water, you'll get a very clear image. Or you could have moving or rippled water, in which case you'll get a vague or a more abstract reflection. So let's talk about how to construct a reflection in our drawings. And you didn't know in this drawing class that you were going to be studying physics, but that's what this is. It's the science of optics. So what you have here on the left is our subject, it's our object. And let me switch back for a second. You can see that the illustration is actually using the sculpture here from this photograph. All right, so over here we have our subject, and here is our observer. So any individual light ray from the object is going to come and hit the reflecting surface and bounce and be absorbed by or seen by the observer. Right? And so in essence, what you're going to see as the observer is a reflection, and it's hidden below that reflecting surface. When we see it in a perspective view, this is what it's going to look like. So we have our subject, in this case it's a simple house, and our reflecting plane is going to be right here at the water line. All right. So any vertical lines of the object are going to continue and remain vertical in the reflection. All right. Horizontal lines in both the subject of our drawing and in its reflection are going to converge on the same vanishing points to the left and right. All right. So in essence, you're going to construct your subject and its reflection in the pool. So let's take a look at an example how to do this. And this is for the example of a subject, simple box, and it is sitting directly at the same level as the reflective surface. So first you're going to construct the perspective of your building, or in this case your box, and you can see that we're looking at it in a 2-point perspective view. Here's our horizon line, right, and our left and right vanishing points. Right. Next, extend all vertical lines downward into the reflection. Right? They're going to be the exact same length in the reflection that they were in your perspective drawing. And so this length right here from A to A1 is going to be the same as the length from A to A2. Right? Next, you want to construct your horizontal lines, and they're going to vanish to the same vanishing points as your original building, your original subject. All right? And that's how you construct a reflection in a horizontal surface. All right, if you followed this so far, we're going to move on to constructing vertical reflections. And in my opinion, this is far easier than the horizontal ones. All right. So we have an example here of a room, and this is in plan view, and we're looking at the corner of the room. All right. And here is an object of some kind. It looks like a stack of boxes located in a plan view. There's a mirror along this left-hand wall on that side. All right. And so what we need to do is project and reflect. All right. Every point on our subject, which is this stack of boxes right here, on the other side of the mirror, and we do it in plan view. All right. So everything, for example, this distance k from the mirror to the object is going to reflect on the other side, and you'll have the exact same object, only it's located kind of behind the mirror, the other side of the looking glass. All right. Once you have that in plan view, easy peasy. You're in the home you're in the home stretch now, and you're going to draw that object right here, just like you drew the subject of your drawing. All right, right here in your 2-point perspective. Only we take its location from this reflected location on the plan. Thanks everyone. In this video, we talked about different types of reflections you could see in an architectural rendering and how to construct them.